Of Monterey here from the one, the only WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca, and you join us right on cue as the cars roll for this first practice session of the week.
Ericsson is in the championship fight, and we'll step in here and grab a word with him. So let's start first with here at Laguna. You guys tested here a couple weeks ago. What did you learn there? How confident are you in what you guys have unloaded here to roll out in a minute?
We learned that this place is tricky. You know, it's very low grip these days with the asphalt, and I felt like we made some good progress throughout the day, especially in the end there. We found some things that I really liked in the car, so hopefully that will transfer now to this weekend, and we can roll up here in P1 and be strong straight away, because I think the way the IndyCar weekends are these days, you need to roll off strong to sort of be on top of things.
We talked earlier this morning about your position in this championship battle, 39 points back. Seems like a lot, but anything can happen, as you acknowledge. So for Sunday, what is your game plan? How do you approach the position that you're in and what you need to do ultimately to complete not only an Indy 500 win this year, but a championship year too?
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. It's a bit of a long shot, but I think for us, we don't really think that much about the championship this weekend. We try and win the race. That's basically what we have to do to win the championship, so all we have to focus on is trying to do that. And then, you know, we can only win if other people is having some troubles, which can happen, you know. So we got to focus on ourselves, focus on maximizing, focus on winning the race on Sunday. And if we do that, who knows what's going to happen. But that's our mindset, and I feel like we should have a good chance here.
5G Chevy of Will Power, top of the corkscrew, over and through.
That is called an invalidated lap, Townsend.
I don't know. He might have gotten back over before tripping the line that we profiled earlier. It's right there. It would have been close. Not that it matters in practice, for sure. But
yeah, I got you, mate.
Hey, we're not. You're not about to launch here. You got a second to chat with us?
Yeah, go ahead.
James was pointing at the monitor suggesting you were sleeping earlier. Is there any chance that was happening?
Not yet, mate. Not
yet. those bead foam seats are comfy. I remember. It gets warm and cozy in there. Hey, you and your teammates super quick here last year. You know, Pelot came home second, looked really strong on race pace and tire dig. You got caught up with some bad luck. But how much have you changed the car since you tested here and from last year? Are there big adjustments, or are you really trying to repeat what you had in 21?
I think it's constantly evolving. I think we've even looked at some options from things that we saw at Portland that we should try, and especially for this first session. So the test, you definitely, you try to get through the bigger options that, you can't really do in a session like this. And the degradation is so high here that you're kind of limited on tires to, to run an evenly session. Hence, that's why you're seeing not many people run at the moment.
You talk about low grip here at Laguna Seca. How much do you have to change your driving style and your driving mentality when you come here over most of the other road courses on the schedule?
Yeah, it's definitely a interesting balance. I think, one, it's trying to bring the tire in the way it should, or you need to, without, kind of killing it. It's almost, trying to slow your hands down to any kind of overdriving, which I would say is kind of the opposite of my style. Definitely hurts the tire here pretty quickly. So, it's probably, by far the lowest grip circuit that we come to. It's almost, like driving in the wet in some ways. So, yeah, definitely slow hands and trying to roll the speed is probably the biggest thing, and not trying to oversaturate the tire.
Copy that. Well, good luck on closing out the championship, and we'll look forward to watching you run here shortly.
Thanks, man. We'll be giving that everything.
Marty, we got a red flag. Sorry to interrupt
Jimmy Johnson off the track.
Yep, and
Jimmy in the fence.
Good.
That
turn
might be
6.
turn 6. What we talked about, such a fast corner, fourth gear entry. The apex is blind. You're climbing uphill, but it dips right as you turn in. Huge compression, like Townsend said. That can sometimes get the car to snap, and it's so easy to just get a little wide, and then you're sort of along for the ride. So here's the climb up out of 5. You turn in, little wiggle on entry.
Oh, no. This is such a fast corner.
And he almost kept it out of the barrier.
Yeah, he buried the throttle. Like he was on his way, and he thought, okay, the only thing left to try here to keep it out of the wall. Listen.
Hey, Townsend, I got you.
Hey, we were talking with Will and with Scott just a minute ago. Everybody's very chill. I know it's hot and comfy down in there, but talk to us a little bit about the objectives here for this session. Laguna Seca, very unique surface. What are we hoping to achieve?
Yeah, I think, we need to hit our points like every weekend.
come out strong with our best guests. Got a lot of confidence in this crew, as always. They always fill me with confidence going into a weekend. I think we can have fast cars, but hitting the points early and then carrying those throughout the weekend is always the key. Obviously, tire degradation is a big deal here, so we're going to be conservative at this first session with everybody. So I think that puts more emphasis on getting it right early and trying to carry some momentum into the next day. So we need a good, clean run, try and get some good reads very early within this first run today, and then see how we can maximize the whole weekend.
Copy that. I was talking with Will about, sitting for this session versus being out when there's only 3 cars on the track. Does the track condition really improve that much here?
Yeah, I think more of it is just, saving the tires. You're not going to get many laps out of a set. So, coming in with just a couple sets in this session, you want to be really, mindful on how you utilize them. But the track does improve. I think following an Indy Light session, we're going to lay down our own rubber, and that's going to naturally make it better towards the end of this session. And we want to be really relative to our competitors. So when our competitors are running is when we want to be out there. So yeah, it's hard to wait, but when it's time to go, we'll get it right.
How hard is it to not overdrive here? Something I asked Scott and Will about as well. But what are your thoughts just on the adjustment to not overdrive at Laguna and be so aggressive like the other road courses that IndyCar goes to?
Yeah, there's a lot of patience and care required here, particularly under throttle. You've got to really mind how you're utilizing the traction and the tire. You can overslip the tire so easily here in multiple areas, turn 2, turn 11, coming out of the corkscrew. It's just very difficult to kind of stay tame throughout the whole day and throughout an entire lap. You really want to push the car. And IndyCar is so capable that you want to push it to the edge, but it's easy to go over it here, like you said. So you've got to mind that on a qualifying lap, but even more so in the race. It's really critical to just watch how you're taking care of the tires. So it is a game of patience, but you got to have a little bit of attack mentality in it.
All right, cool. Rumor has it you and Scott are heading to Hollywood after this weekend to open discussions on a feature film for Bus Bros. What can you tell us about that?
Stay tuned. Bus Bros to the moon.
All right, bud, good luck.
Such a stellar second half of the year. Very similar to the ex-Bell Chevy driver, Scott McLaughlin. What a year it has been for him, Marty. Second year in the IndyCar Series. Drops off those left side wheels. That was a very nervous ride for McLaughlin.
Look at some on board from Pato O'Ward on number 5, just dropping wheels on the exit of 2. Doesn't give you a lot of confidence turning into 3, and there it is, all the way off in turn 3. I mean, it's awesome to see all these drivers struggling. It just gives a real, a real explanation here of how challenging the conditions are. Rinus VeeKay, similar deal. And Townsend, I'm looking at the wind. There is a little bit of wind out there. That's probably not helping these drivers in turn 4.
Like the space shuttle launch there for VeeKay coming off a 3-wheel power, same corner. Saw the onboard. Just half the tire off the track there.
And the onboard from turn 11 on his fast lap wasn't very good. He saw him loose going in. Then just has to chase it off. Got out of the throttle.
He tried to stay flat, but he was casing the bottom of the car, high centering on the exit curve. This is Colton Herta over in turn 2.
Yeah, little wiggle going in. I'm seeing a lot of instability in the back of some of these race cars, Townsend. They're just not quite as buttoned up as we saw in Portland.
Hey, Will, it's Townsend up in the NBC booth. You got me?
Yep, got you.
Hey, bud, just chilling there on pit lane. What's the advantage to sitting right now? Is the track really going to improve a lot?
Yeah, that's a good question because, like I always say to the guys on my stand, right now we have the best time to get clear laps and good reads, but it is tough in case the track does get a lot better, and then you're sort of unsure where you're at because you never have a good balance here. It's always a compromise thing, so it is important to understand where you stack up.
Yeah, copy that. I see 4 cars on track right now. Will, a lot of the road courses that IndyCar goes to, it's grabbing the bull by the horns and really pushing and driving hard and squeezing everything out of it. Here at Laguna Seca, the driving style is a little bit different. Can you tell us about the kind of mental adjustment you have to make when you come race here?
Yeah, the big difference here is the car is never stuck. It's always moving across the top of the road because the surface is so coarse and worn. So yeah, when you turn the wheel, the front slides. When you get on the power, the rear slides. There's always an imbalance. There's always a compromise. So quite a different driving style. You know, you have to even look, not even take traditional lines like hitting apexes. Sometimes there's more grip on the outside of the corner, like through turn 2. So very, unusual track for us. And that's going to change next year when they resurface it. But yeah, right now you have to understand the compromise and what's best to get lap time.
Qualifying so important here. You're, of course, in a massive championship battle with 4 others. How quickly will you feel here once you start to run? How quickly will you know if you've, quote, rolled off the truck well? Is that in the first lap or 2?
You'll know based on where you stack up lap time wise, because sometimes you feel great and you come in and you know P17. So you're only going to know that really at the end of this session when you can really analyze the data. You know, obviously for us, it's in test here, we have to run our reds a bit longer, so we run our reds sooner. We're not going to be running right at the end when the track would probably be at its best. So just got to take all that into account, see where we stack up.
Copy that. Well, it's been a great run all season. Congrats to you and Team Penske. Good luck finishing it off.
Yep, excellent. Thank you.